Again, we got Charleston White in the middle of whatever he in the middle of. I don't know if you have watched the last video. If you haven't, go back and watch that. Yeah, it's a lot just going on. It's a lot going on. So I don't want to say this is part two, episode two. I'm not sure, but we have a continuation of the saga. So before we begin, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's get to the business.
The Charleston White and Carmelo Anthony daddy beef was already bad enough. It was one thing when Charleston White went crazy on them publicly, alluded to them stealing money, when he posted like the Carmelo Anthony watermelon felon shirts. That was bad enough. But Charleston White just took it to a level that I think is disgusting, and I can't support it. Even though I like Charleston White, nah, you don't do this, bruh. There's no way I think anybody should support what Charleston White just did.
What'd he do?
Now, if you guys aren't caught up, we learned that Charleston White and Carmelo Anthony daddy was beefing after Charleston White posted this video a couple of days ago.
I was starting to feel like I was being used for my influence and my connections and resources. When I tell you we raised over $1 million one day, privately, quietly. They wanted to start another GoFundMe. I said, no, I'm not doing the GoFundMe. They wanted to know, after we pay for the pill, will the money go to them? No. The extra money don't go back to you. It goes back to the people who gave it. It don't go to nothing else. The money is for the pill. So, going forward, I am no longer walking with nor associated or helping Carmelo Anthony. His daddy in the way. I don't like weak, I hate weak men. I'd rather stand with a strong daddy like that meth cap man than his black weak father trying to play victim. Now, your son's still living. Hug him, send him some books to read. I got the money, let's start to work on the pill. Anything else don't make sense. What's wrong with you? So,
I even turned a blind eye when Charleston White dropped the 35 years watermelon felon shirts. I just thought, you know what? Charleston White got some issues with the daddy. He's taking it out on the daddy, so he's using the son to get back at the daddy. I didn't even look into it too much. Now, this is a little bit of tap dancing. This is bootlicking at its finest, but we turned a blind eye because, you know, Charleston White got a personal issue with the daddy. We even turned a blind eye when Charleston White leaked messages that he sent to the daddy that a lot of people thought was already appalling enough. We even turned a blind eye to Charleston White texting this man daddy, promising Carmelo Anthony daddy that he's gonna make sure Carmelo Anthony catches hell in prison. Why would you take out your personal beef with his daddy on the son? Why would you want Carmelo Anthony to catch hell, have a tough time, or get touched and harmed in prison because you got a personal issue with the daddy? It didn't make sense. But we turned a blind eye to this because it was treated as this is just a personal beef with Charleston White and Carmelo Anthony daddy. But today, I can't turn a blind eye to what I just found out Charleston White did. As much as I like Charleston White, right is right and wrong is wrong, I can't look over this, man. This is just wrong. This is disgusting. This makes my stomach turn. This is not okay, bruh. So after months of Charleston White ingratiating himself into the lives of Carmelo Anthony family, after working with Carmelo Anthony family, after learning a lot about the family and the case, we found out today Charleston White took that information that he gained from Carmelo Anthony's family, took it over to the biggest Uncle Tom sellout bootlegger on the internet, a literal vehicle for white supremacy, Officer Tatum. Charleston White took all the information he learned about the family and took it over to the blackface for white supremacist online and gave him all the information. You can't do this, bro. This is not cool. You got a personal issue with the family? Okay. Taking information you gain from being close to the family and taking it over to the blackface or white supremacy, taking it over to somebody who has utilized his platform to make sure black folks stay down, somebody who has made excuses for white supremacy since they've been on this internet, you took information to this guy? You got in bed with this guy?
Charleston, he called me on the phone. So I'm going to give him a break here. I still got a report on it, but he called me on the phone. He told me some damning things about the Carmelo Anthony's family. Now, I'm not going to say what he told me on the phone. I'm going to let him say his own stuff.
Charleston White has played into the Uncle Ruckus character before. He wore like the Confederate flag. He did a lot to make you think, okay, he probably don't rock with black people, but you still had hope. This to me took away all hope. Yo, you call up Brandon Tatum to gossip about private information you gained from the family of Carmelo Anthony is crazy. Because they're not taking this information to have good faith discussions. Yeah. They're taking this information to be the vehicle for white supremacy. They're taking this information to simply use this.
Hey, y'all think Charleston getting like paid on the side or paid on the table to do shit like this? Cause like he said, I understand you gotta gripe with the pops, right? You can say, you know, fuck you and your family now at this point. But like, was it that serious? Was it that crazy for you to do the shirt thing? Say everything you said online, not to do this. I'm pretty sure there's more in between, but not to do this. Like, to what resolve are you coming to like, are you trying to make sure, like, you embarrass this nigga, or cause cause at this point it's like you messing up your own reputation, although it's already cause a lot of the stuff Flacco just said, like you wearing the Confederate flag, you speaking a certain way, you saying things about women and do this and this and that, but then you always have this undertone of like, I say the craziest thing so people can listen to what I'm really trying to say. And now we're trying to really listen to what you're really trying to say, and you still saying bullshit, and you doing bullshit. Like, at what point do you stop playing the character and you really show who you really is? Because at this point, it's just like, you show us who you really is, and you pretend like it's still the character. And I'm not buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to believe that you got good intentions, but you do shit like this, and I just be like, To what degree do you feel like you was real? If you wasn't here for the money and the fame, or trying to be attached to this case because it had a big following, because it's going international, not international but national. You want to, I'm getting involved so I can grow my platform, or I want to be more integrated into whatever, and then you claim they was asking for money that you raising for the family or raising for Carmelo, and they actually, I guess, where the leftover goes, and then now you just say, oh, fuck all of that, I'm done with them, and then you do all this bullshit. I'm talking too much, but I'm just trying to figure it out, because, like, are we uninviting Charleston White to the cookout? I know he really don't care to go, but I feel like he'll be the type to invite people that be like, why the fuck did you bring this person here? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all let me know.
Again, it's not even about the Carmelo Anthony situation. As you're about to hear a little later in this video, they're going to use this Carmelo Anthony situation to literally make sure they undermine black folks in all aspects. And this dude is the #1 offender of this. You're going to hear Nick Fuentes speak a little later in this video. And even from Nick Fuentes' perspective on his Carmelo Anthony situation, he brings up things like Emmett Till, and you begin to understand what the play is. You begin to understand how they're going to utilize this Carmelo Anthony situation to undermine black folks in all aspects of society. And Charleston White getting in bed with people like Brandon Tatum, to me, is just, this is just treason. This is something, it's unforgivable in my opinion. This is bad.
Should have did it, but they wanted to be about race so they can raise money and play the victim, because that victim stuff don't work on people no more. It's not 2020. There's no George Floyd no more. That we done already caught onto that grift. They should have made that boy take the stand and had him cry and do whatever you need to do on that stand to humanize him. But these people, in my opinion, are looking for get-rich-quick coming-uppins. They want to come up off of that boy's death. His own family, in my personal opinion, was, and I think they were misguided. But these other fools that be joining in and want to be social justice warriors.
See what I mean when I say this is not even about Carmelo Anthony. This is just their eagerness to use this situation to undermine and erase all progress that we have made over the last couple of years. Right? Now, this Uncle Ruckus is using this to say, well, you see, listen, man, these people who are LARPing for Carmelo Anthony, well, they did it for the George Floyd. The George Floyd thing was a grift. Huh? How was George Floyd a grift? How was George Floyd the race card? George Floyd was murdered by a cop. He was murdered. Like, we watched George Floyd get murdered on camera. But because of Charleston White, giving these people this ammunition, going to the family, gathering secret details, gathering intel, and then coming and giving the intel to white supremacists, now they can utilize the info that Charleston White gave them to undermine the progress that we have made over the last couple of years. And I think that's wrong, right? And it's more wrong because I don't even think Charleston White gave the family that much help. Like, Charleston White will claim that he raised $1 million for the family in a day. Where is the $1 million? The family hasn't seen it.
That's a good
Now,
question.
Hassan Campbell will go off on Charleston White because Hassan Campbell, like, would also accuse Charleston White of lying about the amount of help he gave the family. It felt like this was the plan from the very start from my perspective. It felt like Charleston White got in bed with these people to grab intel knowing he was going to turn on them, because this just don't make sense to me, bruh. Having issues with the family is one thing. Going to these people, it's another, bro.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? You know, it's funny because I be so on point. I told y'all that man is not giving up no $75,000. He ain't even got $75,000.
Damn.
But he's sitting up there playing with Carmelo Anthony family like that. What did I tell y'all? Did I not just tell y'all yesterday in the video that he's full of it? The man is a government plant, and he's going to use every situation that he can to turn the situation upside down and go viral. That boy got his back against the wall. That young boy went up under that tent and had four white boys ready to put him in a Boston Crab. They was ready to put him in a dope fiend, finger four, leg lock, all that, every wrestling move you could think of. But scratch that. It is what it is. He stood his ground. Oh, you mean to tell me they got a law that you can stand your ground that protects you when you're protecting yourself? But that law didn't work for that young black man, but scratch that. When are we going to cancel Charleston White?
It's a good question.
Are you not entertained, or are we here?
I love Charleston White, so I'm not going to go for let's cancel Charleston White because I don't agree with.
But why though? Why? Because like I get it, right? Like I said, maybe he has good intentions as far as like, hey, let me say the craziest thing so you can listen. This is what I'm really trying to say. This is my real mission. But when you start doing side missions like this and it don't benefit nobody but you, you just trying to get clout, you just trying to get recognition, you just trying to get your name attached to certain things, and you're claiming, hey, I'm trying to do this for the betterment of black people or the betterment of this family that's black or whatever the case may be. You want to be a civil rights activist or a social injustice activist or whatever you want to call it. And then you doing all this bullshit. Like, you feel me? I'm not necessarily saying, nah, fuck it. When is we going to cancel Charleston White? Let's be honest. He funny, yeah, whatever the case may be. He's entertaining, cool, yeah. But at the same time, too, like, the voice and the power that we give him in the black community to where he feel like, oh, y'all got me fucked up. I'm finna jump to the white side now. You feel me? And I don't want to say he necessarily do that, but from what it looked like, he's been doing that. You feel me? Y'all know more than me, so y'all let me know, please. Because, like, you feel me? Like, why not? Why not cancel him? Like, what good is he really doing? Especially in this case right here. This is very sensitive. And you want to get mad at the pops and then just do everything you want to do just to, quote-unquote, hurt a nigga feelings. You feel me? Like, that's crazy. You playing with a nigga kid right now. I don't call the man a nigga. I apologize, but you playing with that man kid right now. You playing with people's emotions right now. Emotions are hard right now. You doing all this flip flopping and then you want to woo. Yeah, understand. Like I said, you want to make Carmelo Anthony's dad mad. Cool. But you making the black community matter because now it's like, okay, cool, you beefing with the pops, but why you fucking with him for? Why you fucking with the Jeff Metcalf for? Doing all these watermelon felon shirts? No nigga is buying that. So you selling the merch for the white people, the racist white people, or the coons that believe that, you know, in that message, whether they believe he's guilty or not, they'd be like, oh, it's a funny shirt in my opinion, so they're gonna wear it. Crazy.
That. But I do feel, Un gotta get held responsible, man. Un gotta be held accountable for some of the things he do. Like, I understand doing things in frustration, doing things in anger, but you don't go this far, bro. You don't get in bed with these people, man.
Too late.
You just don't.
We're already here.
It's not okay. Yo, Charleston White makes his money in black culture. Like, Charleston White got famous by black culture. Black culture made Charleston White a millionaire. I think Charleston White owes black culture at least some loyalty, some respect. I think Charleston White owes us something.
He's a man with no nation. He believes in his own cause when it benefits him the most. You feel me? He aligns with us because he looks like us, he talks like us, he understands us, he comes from us, from what it seems like, but he feels like he's better off somewhere else. Or where the payout is bigger. I can get rich off y'all backs. But when them other folks come to call in and, you know, yeah, I'm finna go see what they talking about. Paper's still green over there. And they willing to give me more. You feel me? And to him, hopefully, he not a double agent to where he's giving them access to our community and our resources and our information so they can get stronger and he can weaken us. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, I don't know.
You don't owe us going over to white supremacists and black faces of the white supremacy and giving them information and arming them with things they could like dismantle us with. That's not cool, man. Now, even when you hear Nick Fuentes speak on this Carmelo Anthony situation, pay attention to what he's saying. Just pay attention to what he's saying and really hold on to every word.
This is supposed to be a human being thing. Where's all the condemnation from the other black people? Did black people condemn this vicious act of human evil against another human? No. They raised $800,000 to defend the murderer from accountability. Not only did the black community rally in his defense, saying free him and raising money for his legal defense, they also protested outside the courthouse, demanding that he be let go even today, saying he was provoked, he was acting in self-defense. So is it a human being thing? Is it ever? Was it a human being thing when it was George Floyd, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, O.J. Simpson? Was it a human being thing when it was Emmett Till threatening that white girl?
I told y'all, this is why you don't.
And this is the problem I have. Literally, that lady that accused Emmett Till, ain't she died like a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken? And then she came out and said she lied for you to still have the audacity to say some bullshit like that. And you going back that far and not even, you didn't have to even go back that far. You listed all them people that ain't had nothing to do with this. Whole different situation. So now it's like you said, we can see what you're really talking about now.
Don't concede an inch. They're not using this Carmelo Anthony situation to spew rhetoric like, oh, black folks, bro, they're savages. They can't live among white folks. Nah, bro, they got no sense of humanity. Again, this is just generic white supremacist talking points they've been regurgitating. They're not using this Carmelo Anthony situation to reinforce the regurgitated talking points. They're not using Carmelo Anthony to say George Floyd was justified, Trayvon Martin was justified, and oh, by the way, Emmett Till was justified. This man just used Carmelo Anthony to say that Emmett Till actually caused his death, that Emmett Till was the perpetrator and the white woman was the victim. Emmett Till. This man somehow sees the humanity and the tragicness and the sorrow in Austin Metcalf being stabbed to death after pushing Carmelo Anthony, but don't see the humanity in a 14-year-old Emmett Till being dragged out of his home while he's asleep and murdered by a group of white men. And then those white men went to court, got found not guilty by a jury of their white peers. If you tell me you don't see the humanity, you don't see the tragicness in the Emmett Till situation, but you see the tragicness in the Austin Metcalf situation, that tells me who you are. That already tells me what your motivation is. And the fact that Charleston White is getting in bed with these people, it like hurts me, bro. It hurts me bad, man. But let me know in the comment section.
I don't want to say it hurt me. I'm not surprised. You feel me? Like the more and more you become an adult, I guess, for lack of a better term, in this world, the more you get to see and experience things and people, you'll start seeing that a lot of people, you're going to find a few that are still like very like compassionate towards other people, but you're going to find a lot of people that are only in this life for themselves. They don't care if they lie, tell the wrong information, snake you out, get you killed, rape, kill, pill, all that. They're in it for themselves. And the crazy thing about it is, if they come out on top, I don't necessarily on top, but if they come out like to where like they get a documentary, it's just like they become the hero and they can write their own history. And this day and age right now, it's like they still rewriting history. Once we figure out, oh, you had a fucked up past, it'll be like, no. And now they doctoring shit, they editing this shit out. They got AI filling shit in and making shit seem like it was better than what it is. They got this whole little whatever the case may be. So it's just crazy to me. I don't know. Like, just this whole Charleston White situation, y'all let me know how y'all feel. And when I say cancel, like, we're not talking about, oh, let's not consume his content no more, or whatever case may be. 'Cause I know people, he's entertaining, so, you know, people are gonna still have him on their show, or whatever. I just stop putting money in that nigga pockets. He gonna crash out. And we're really gonna see where his loyalty lie, because when that money start running dry from the black community, where you finna go now? All this work and all this love that you claim that you have for the black community, you been doing this for us. Even though you speak crazy and harsh, and then you feel like that's the only way we're gonna understand you and understand the message you're trying to tell us, cool. After the black support, black money dry up from the black community, are you gonna be say fuck it and go to the whites or the Mexicans or who? I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. It's been your boy. Until next time.